Dan Kowalski for FerrisStateBulldogs.com. It's countdown to Faceoff, and today we're previewing the Ferris State hockey goaltenders. I'm alongside, or you can call him the jack of all trades. He's a Ferris State video coordinator, the strength and conditioning coach, as well as a goaltending coach, Coach Dave Sensor. Coach, losing an All-American goaltender like Pat Nagel last year could be a big blow to any team. What have you seen so far in the young season to prove that theory otherwise?
Well, obviously losing Pat, is a big blow for us. He was an All-American goaltender, played, most of our minutes, but, it's certainly not the end of the world for us. The one thing we have is a goaltender returning in Taylor Nelson, and if you look at Taylor's numbers, he's had a lot of success, in the games he's played. He's played over 30 games for us already, and 30 starts over his career, and I know he's up there in the top, 5, top 10 all-time for save percentage going into the season, so it's not like, we don't have a very quality goaltender coming back. And the one thing that's impressed me about Taylor, he stuck around this summer in Big Rapids, and his work ethic's been outstanding so far, so that's been a real high point. He's been great to work with. He cares a lot, and he's put a lot of effort into it. Then we have CJ Mott, a freshman, who's come in, who played an outstanding season in the USHL last year in Waterloo. And he's right with Taylor in that his work ethic so far has been outstanding. He came in early this summer voluntarily on his own, and also stayed and worked, and he's been a great kid to work with, and just that, he really puts his best foot forward every day and comes to the rink ready to go.
With Taylor being a senior and a young goaltending duo behind him, and CJ Mott, you mentioned being a freshman, Robbie Granite being a sophomore, do those young kids, CJ and Robbie, kind of look up to Taylor Nelson?
Absolutely, and he's a great guy to look up to. Taylor, not only on the ice, has improved quite a bit, but off the ice, he really took his conditioning to heart this summer, and really had a great summer off the ice in terms of improving his strength and his conditioning together. His quickness is a lot more improved, and I think he's been a great role model for the other, those two young guys, like you said, Robbie Granite and CJ Mott, to both look at and just see the professionalism, how, that he deals with every day with his position and, his spot on the team. And he has been a great guy to look up to, not only on the ice in terms of doing goaltending drills and practice every day, but, off the ice in terms of his work ethic in the weight room and doing video, things like that as well.
How important are those off-season conditioning programs as well as strength programs and getting the team ready to go for the first game?
You can't put enough emphasis on it, and it's one thing, there's a lot of things in this sport that you can't control, and, going into a certain night, but the one thing you can control is your work ethic and how prepared you are in terms of your off-ice conditioning and things like that. And it transfers onto the ice as well. It allows us to play a certain style of hockey. The team as a whole, strength training as we do and conditioning as we do. It allows us, do certain things on the ice and play a certain way. So, and it's good for all the young guys to come in, especially, and see the way that the old guys, the returning players work. But also, like I mentioned, the goaltenders, they're allowed to. You can do a lot more, when you have that base built in than you could if you were just trying to jam into gear at this point right now.
Like what you're seeing out of the team conditioning-wise leading up to the first game?
Yeah, I think right now we're in as good shape as we can be. We almost just have to play now. We guys have been around here, it seems like forever, and they've been working hard. So you're happy with the work ethic, but we're ready to play hopefully and use some of that strength and conditioning to help us on the ice.
Dan Kowalski with FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Check back in tomorrow for a special game day preview as the Bulldogs prepare in Messina, New York to take on the St. Lawrence Saints.